Well, good afternoon. This is Adrienne with Hamilton Homestead, and I'm getting ready to put together a quick chicken and pasta casserole. I'm using homemade chicken broth I pulled out of the freezer last night, and diced chicken I pulled out of the freezer, and my celery, onion, and carrot medley. This one also has mushroom in it, so that'll be perfect in my casserole. And harvested green beans this morning, that's going in. I'll need a little cream, a little butter, and I will top my casserole with some buttered Panko crumbs and toast them up.
But let's just say you don't have these exact ingredients. Now stay with me, it's not a problem. Substitute store-bought broth for homemade. And any medium-sized pasta will work, including gluten-free. And I generally have a frozen veggie medley mix in my freezer because they are so convenient, and it would certainly work for this dish. Now, fresh herbs are always nice, but sometimes you just don't have them, so use the dried. Also, a can of condensed cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup, or the combo of them, is a very good substitute for the heavy cream. And if you don't have panko, or maybe you don't like crumb toppings, just leave it off. You can do all of these substitutions, and this casserole will still be creamy, flavorful, a comfort food that your family will love, and you can proudly serve to guests. So let's get going.
There's the ingredients. Let's make a casserole. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get my pasta noodles cooked. To do that, I'm going to use my homemade chicken broth. Okay, the broth is boiling. Let's get those noodles cooking. I'm using 1 pound of rigatoni. And the instructions on the box say to cook this pasta for 10 minutes. Okay, the pasta is done, and I want to use this liquid that I cooked the pasta in the rest of the recipe. So I'm going to strain the liquid into one vessel, and then I'll put the pasta in another one and use this pot to assemble the rest of my casserole. So here we go. Okay, I don't like to do any more dishes than I have to, so we're going to use the same pot to finish up this casserole. I'm using 1 stick of butter, and we'll get that melted. Okay, butter's starting to brown, so we're going to add the green beans. These are not blanched, and I actually just cooked them this morning. The rest of my vegetables are already pre-cooked, so I'd like to get these green beans softened up a little bit. So I'm just going to cook them in this butter for 4 or 5 minutes. We moved about 3 months ago to our new homestead here, just a few minutes outside of Rapid City, and so I don't have all of my garden beds established. I used what was currently here, and we have put in a few raised beds, and I did bring along quite a few pots that I could grow tomatoes in. So I don't have a lot of green bean plants, but this just goes to show you, you don't necessarily have to have a huge garden to enjoy fresh veggies. I went out this morning and harvested these green beans off of my I probably have about 12 green bean plants, and it's just right for this casserole. So even if you don't have a big garden space, go ahead, plant a few things. You don't have to have enough to can 20 quarts a year. You can enjoy the fresh vegetables throughout the growing season and call it good. Okay, the green beans have been softening for about 5 minutes, so let's put the garlic in. Fresh parsley. I also just harvested that this morning. And this garlic is the garlic that we grew in last year's garden. We're turning that down just a little. Okay. Oh boy, does that smell good. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit of thyme. I like thyme with chicken casserole and chicken pot pie. I think it's really lends itself well to chicken. Okay. It's looking really good. Now we're going to add a little flour, and this will be our thickener for the liquid that we'll be using in our casserole. So I've got about a half a cup of flour here, and we are making a roux with the butter and the flour. Okay, we will let that cook for a minute or two. I'm going to add just a little bit of white pepper. I like the heat that white pepper gives the dish. It kind of comes on slow and just warms the back of your throat. Okay, the roux has been bubbling away for a few minutes, so let's pour this liquid back in the pot. That's my chicken broth I made that we just cooked the noodles in. So it's hot, and this will thicken up pretty quickly. I already like the color of this dish. That chicken broth has so much color in it. Speaking of color, I think I want to put in a little bit of my dehydrated diced sweet red pepper. It's basically a coarse paprika that I just added. Of course it adds flavor, but it also adds kind of a fun and pretty color to dishes like this. Okay, I think I can turn this down a little. And now I'm going to put in my carrot, onion, and celery medley that I make in bulk and freeze. And I just don't have fresh carrots in the refrigerator right now, so I'm going to use this package of frozen carrots, onions, celery, and mushroom. I'll tell you, using that sure makes this a quick and easy sauce to put together. I don't have to wash or peel or chop or do anything with those vegetables. They just get put right into my broth, and we are ready to go. Okay, it's time to give this a taste and see if we need to adjust the seasoning. Ooh, this is going to be super hot. I need to be careful. Oh, okay. It needs just a minor amount of salt. And I think a little black pepper. We added the white pepper, but let's give it a little shot of black pepper. And the next quick and easy convenience food is the diced chicken. I buy the rotisserie chicken at Sam's Club, 3 or 4 at a time, and then I bring it home, take the meat off of it, dice it and freeze it, and all of the bones and the carcass go into the roaster, and I make the chicken broth. Wow, that's looking beautiful. Okay, let me bring you in a little closer so you can take a look at that. Oh my. I wish you could smell my kitchen right now. It smells heavenly. And now, we will return the pasta to the pot. Now, this pasta was cooked for 10 minutes according to the package, the directions on the package, and that was for al dente, so they're not completely soft, which is great. They'll finish cooking in the oven. looks really good. It's time for another taste. I haven't added the cream yet, but I'm getting ready to do that. Okay. I should not mess with that. It is just perfect. In goes about a cup of heavy cream. And there you have it. Our chicken casserole is ready. Okay, casserole dish. The same pan that I held the noodles in. Less dishes, right? Smells so good. In this bowl, I have my melted ghee, Panko bread crumbs, which I don't quite have enough of. That's all right. I can use just regular breadcrumbs. And this just gives a nice crunchy topping. Okay, that looks really good, but I think we can make it just a little prettier by adding a little more parsley. Oh yeah. Okay, the chicken casserole is done. Boy, that looks like comfort food, doesn't it? So my oven is preheating. I will bake this at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until the top is lightly browned and the casserole is bubbling. The dishes are done, kitchen's clean, yay! And we'll be back in about 30 minutes and pull that out of the oven, but for now I'm headed to the garden.